I love music games. I'm not exactly good at playing them, but I do enjoy the experience. Oh, what I wouldn't do for a new Guitar Man lives. Unfortunately, the rhythm music genre died down a bit after the PS2 era. Besides Hatsune Miku, she kind of took over the genre. But in recent years, it's seen a resurgence, thanks to games like Friday Night Funkin' and Scratching Melody. But back in the day, there were a number of companies that tried their hand at making the next Parappa the Rappa. And thanks to a group of passionate fans, we now have another new Japanese exclusive rhythm game we can now play in English. Hey there, this is Mega Blade J, and this is my review of Cool Cool Toon. Cool Cool Toon is a music-based rhythm game. It was made and published by SNK for the Sega Dreamcast on August of 2000. In this game, you can choose to play as either the shy young boy Amp or the rambunctious girl Spica. Each are just chilling at home when their TVs start freaking out. Suddenly, a pink rabbit pops out of it and basically kidnaps the kids, dragging them to the world of Cool Cool Town. The rabbit, named Usa, explains that their world is ruled by a tyrant named King, who's unbeatable when it comes to flitzing. So, Usa's been searching for a human child skilled enough to outflitz him and save their world.
I'm sorry, what?
All units, we have a code red. Do not attempt to move or we'll be shooting ourselves.
Now, hold up. I said flitzing. Flitzing. Yes, I know, it sounds dirty, but it's just their word for dancing. You see, those that are good at flitzing are giving wealth, power, and opportunity to challenge for the throne. So to beat King, your chosen child must learn how to flitz, outflitz their competition, and challenge King for the throne. Music games aren't really known for their stories, with this one being okay. It was full of zany characters, and it was interesting enough to make me want to see how it ended. The beginning of each child's story is pretty much the same, but deviates around the middle, with different characters popping up during major events. While the story is okay, the gameplay is way more interesting. During your adventure, you'll challenge characters to a flitz-off or dance battle. During a battle, face buttons will appear on screen, with a circle slowly closing in on it. When the circle gets close to or touches it, you need to move the control stick to that area and push the corresponding button to get points. The closer the circle is to the button, the better of a score you'll get. Miss too many, or in the battle with too low of a score, and it's game over. Get enough combos and you can activate a bonus mode that temporarily doubles your points. Get good enough and you can keep that bonus going for big points. It's simple at first, but as the game progresses, it adds more layers, becoming more complicated and much more of a challenge. All this while not being distracted by the random crap happening around the background. Speaking of which, the art style is wacky as hell. Characters are cartoony and super stylized. It reminds me a lot of Parappa the Rappa or Guitar Man. There is a lot of crazy animations in the backgrounds. Characters are dancing, random things are happening, and the buildings and animate objects are moving around like a 1920s rubber hose cartoon. While it's cool, when you're playing, you can't really look at them or you're going to die. Especially in the later chapters when there are so many buttons popping up, you're really just focusing on making sure you hit the right thing. It's kind of funny rewatching my videos. I saw so many things in the background I had missed the first time because I was so focused on not dying. The art was done by Japanese artist, I'm gonna butcher this name here, Gobu. This was a bit of a departure from his usual work, as he seems to mostly draw and design machines like Gundams. Music games live or die by their music, and I'm happy to say this one has some real good ones. There is a surprising variety of music types. You got everything from rock, J-pop, jazz, and even opera. The music was produced by, I'm going to attempt to say this, who usually composes for SNK games. Some of his works include King of Fighters and Samurai Showdown. When you beat the game, there are extra modes where you can battle NPCs or other players. Doing so unlocks extra costumes and playable characters for this mode. There also seems to have been an attempt at DLC with costumes that can be downloaded off the internet. This service has long been shut down. Fortunately, the fan translators were kind enough to include the DLC in the English translation. Now, while I did enjoy the game, there was a section around the middle that was really frustrating to me. Around the middle of the game, there are a string of Simon Says style minigames. I died so many times playing these dang things. They're pretty much back to back and cannot be skipped. You need to beat these things before you can move on. And if you don't beat the entire chapter, you cannot save and will have to redo the section over again if you quit. Now, this might just be a me issue, as I've always had a really bad short-term memory. I did get better at them eventually, but it took way longer than it should have. Once again, that could be more of a me issue than the game's fault. Now, while the translation team did an amazing job with this game, they didn't translate the dialogue that happens during a dance battle. Maybe it was a technical issue or just idle chit-chat between characters, but it would have been nice to know what they were saying during these sections. The game was only released in Japan. From what I could find, it was meant to come out west, but due to SNK going bankrupt and the Dreamcast not doing well financially, the Western release was cancelled. Once again, a big thanks to the fans for translating the game. There was also a Neo Geo Pocket version called Cool Cool Jam. It seems to have a different story and set of protagonists. Maybe one day we'll get that translated as well. If you're looking for a physical copy, the prices seem to be all over the place. I've seen copies ranging from $60 to over $120 online. Overall, I had a lot of fun with Cool Cool Toon. It had fun and challenging rhythm-based gameplay, a wacky, unique art style, and catchy music. I'd recommend this to fans of rhythm games, or if you're looking for a neat Dreamcast game. This has been Mega Blade J. If you enjoyed the video, like and subscribe for more Let's Plays, reviews, and more of my horrible attempts to entertain you all. Thanks for watching. See you all next mission.